Hello, I'm Edward Tarte, math teacher. I have a math problem for you, a geometry problem, based on my experience as a high school geometry teacher. Many years ago, I had a disagreement with one of the other geometry teachers at the high school concerning problems like this. I'm going to present the problem to you, and then you can pause the video if you're interested and consider the problem. And then when you resume the video, you can see my solution and compare it with yours if you have a solution. For this geometry problem, there are two things you need to know. The first is that for any triangle, the sum of its angles is 180 degrees. So for example, here we have triangle ABC. It is not drawn to scale. Suppose angle B is 54 degrees and angle C is 60 degrees. We can find the degrees of angle A by adding those and subtracting from 180. And we find that angle A is 66 degrees. Now the second thing that you need to know for this problem is that in any triangle that has unequal angles, the longest side is opposite the largest angle, the medium side is opposite the medium-sized angle, and the shortest side is opposite the smallest angle. And so in this triangle, since angle A is the largest of the three angles, the side opposite angle A, which is side BC, is longest. Since angle B is the smallest of the three angles, the side opposite angle B, which is AC, is the shortest, and that leaves side AB, which is opposite the medium-sized angle, to be the medium-length side. And so we can write AC is shorter than AB, which in turn is shorter than BC. Now here's the problem. We have these two triangles, triangle ABD and triangle BCD, and this is not drawn to scale. These two triangles share side BD. And the two angles at B are on the left 58 degrees, on the right 59 degrees. And the two angles at D, on the left 60 degrees and on the right 61 degrees. And the question is, there are 5 segments in this diagram: AB, BC, CD, AD, and their common side BD. Of those 5 segments, one of the segments is the longest. Which one is that? Which is the longest segment? And at this point, you can, if you wish, pause the video and try to work out the solution, and then you can resume the video and see my solution and compare mine with yours. I will now go over my solution. That problem is similar to a problem that was in the curriculum many years ago when I taught geometry, and I assigned it to my classes, and many students reasoned this way. First, and correctly, they figured the degrees of the remaining angles. In triangle ABD, as in any triangle, the angles have to add up to 180 degrees, so that 58 degree angle and that 60 degree angle added together and subtracted from 180 give angle A to be 62 degrees. And similarly, in triangle BCD, we find that angle C is 60 degrees. Then many of the students looked at those 5 angles, and they have measures 58, 59, a pair of 60s, a 61, and a 62. The 62 is the biggest of those, and they reasoned, therefore, the side that's opposite the 62 degree angle, which is side BD, must be the longest. And so that's what they said, BD is the longest. But that is faulty reasoning, and the conclusion is incorrect. Here's the correct solution. First, consider triangle ABD. we have angles of 58, 60, and 62 degrees. Angle A, 62 degrees, is the largest angle, and therefore of triangle ABD, the side opposite angle A, which is BD, is indeed the longest. But now focus on the other triangle, triangle BCD. Here we have angles of 59, 60, and 61 degrees. 61 degrees is the largest of those. That's one of the angles at D. And in triangle BCD, the side opposite that angle is side BC. So in triangle BCD, BC is longest, even longer than side BD. So BD can't be the longest side because BC is even longer than it. And so our conclusion is that side BC is the longest of all. We can't compare all 5 angles and draw a conclusion from that. We have to consider each triangle separately. We could think of side BD as being entered in 2 contests, each contest for the longest side. One contest is the triangle ABD contest, the other triangle is the triangle BCD contest. BD wins in the triangle ABD contest, but it comes in second place with BC the winner in the triangle BCD contest. I had a disagreement with one of the other geometry teachers many, many years ago. She had been teaching this, and she taught that on the basis of comparison of all 5 angles, BD is the longest. And I discussed it with her, and after much discussion, she conceded that I had a point, but she said something like this, quote, "I've been teaching it my way for all these years, and I feel comfortable teaching it that way, and so I'm going to keep teaching it that way." I thought then, and I still think, that that was a disgraceful thing for that other geometry teacher to say. We teachers should teach based on truth. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and listening.